state employee in Massachusetts in the 60s, we had a gigantic unfunded pension liability in Massachusetts, and no one talked about it.
Could you speak a little closer to the microphone?
Okay. And we had a massive unfunded pension liability in Massachusetts. I was a state employee at the time. When that issue reached Governor Dukakis, there was no talk about putting the Quabbin out of the lease. He treated it as a pension liability problem. He pulled together the state, the cities, the counties, and they moved toward a common pension system, so they had real economies of scale in the pension system. I think this is an incredible plan that is relying on our natural resources to solve a pension problem. And it did take years to work its way out of that pension problem in Massachusetts, but now Prime is one of the most solid pension systems in the United States.
Yeah, so that's a great point. So what you're talking about is pension reform, and the challenge, the challenge we've had is a lot of, everyone probably knows about the state's pension reform. Part of that pension reform was going to a defined benefit, defined contribution plan that right now the treasurer implements. That's definitely something we've looked at and is a possibility. The challenges are, we're in the middle of defending the pension reform that occurred in 2012. In fact, we're, I think at Supreme Court right now defending. We had a number of retirees who appealed. And so with that appeal, we cannot bring further pension reform before the courts while we're continuing to defend that appeal. And so one of the things that I find kind of interesting is once you're no longer in a bargaining unit, like if we're negotiating with a union and 58% of the union like it and 42 don't, the 58 win, right? And that's the union agreement we have. Retirees, any retiree can come to the table and sue the city if we did pension reform. There's no 50% majority rules. Any number of retirees can come in and sue the city. So it's just, obviously there are definitely ways to combat that, and we're having a major discussion about that, and the National Resource Network plan talks about steps to get there. But because we're currently defending our pension reform that happened in 2012, we do have some constraints on what we're able to do next and on a timeline.
What Massachusetts did is they did a complete structural reform. They changed government structures. So a lot of those contracts went away.
Yeah.
In fact, entire counties went away in terms of the services they would provide. Because the state was able to explain to the populace, you either do this and you have a pension system, or you have none.
Right. Right. Yeah.
So to me, I think the people of Rhode Island would truly understand if the governor explained that structural reform was necessary, not a city by city. The problem here is that Providence gets stuck in the position of being a city-state, and we are just a city.
Yep.
The governor really has to come in here and explain to the state that structural reform is necessary.
Yeah, and I think we agree with that, and then looking also beyond pension reform, but also looking at water resources more broadly, we do believe there needs to be a broader discussion about water management at the state level as well, and we would like to participate in that broader process.